African Safari Wildlife Park is a wild experience with over 800 exotic animals. Our drive-through safari features giraffes, zebras, deer, elk, alpacas, and even a white bison, all of which you can feed right from your vehicle. Walk on the wild side with a Zoo-It-All pass and feed kangaroos, porcupines, tortoises, and rabbits. Step into our aviary adventure and hand-feed budgies for a memorable experience. Check out our live educational shows or ride a camel. Create memories that will last a lifetime at the Ohio Safari Park, African Safari Wildlife Park in Port Clinton.
Well, happy Friday, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the morning show right here on Main Street TV. We're so happy to have you with us this morning on a sunny Friday. Little rain possible in the forecast, but we won't talk about that for the weekend.
You will a little later.
I will a little later.
Okay.
But the sun always shines when we are here with our good friend Pete Wilson, and Pete is up here with a special news update today, and that's brought to you by Nia Henry, agent for Appalachia Realty. Call her 740-418-4135 for all your real estate needs.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, I've got
some fun stuff, right?
Well, that's some important stuff that a lot of people might not know. That's why I brought my megaphone with me, my figurative megaphone, because today is a federal holiday.
Yeah, kind of a new thing, isn't it?
Right. A lot of folks are probably caught off guard. But it is Juneteenth Day.
Yes.
Actually, Juneteenth Day is tomorrow. However, you know, when you've got the federal workforce and the state workforce and the county workforce and all the way through, Saturday is not a work day, and so it reverts to the next closest day, and that is today. So not to totally confuse everybody, we have a new holiday. It's actually tomorrow, but we're celebrating it today, or some of us are celebrating it today.
The government.
As far as being off work.
Right, that's right. Well, let's start for a minute and talk about, because people are going, Juneteenth, what the heck is Juneteenth?
Okay, well, here we go. Juneteenth commemorates June 19th, 1865, all the way just after the Civil War ended. That was when Union Major General Gordon Granger declared in Galveston, Texas, slavery is over. He made a proclamation. So actually, slavery was supposedly abolished when the Emancipation Proclamation was done by Abraham Lincoln. But this was a pronouncement that was in Texas. It kind of went into the books. Historians were aware of it. There was talk even last year about maybe doing some kind of holiday or whatever. Didn't happen. And it happened real quickly here in the week leading up to that date, June the 19th. And so on Wednesday, congressional legislation was passed. On Thursday, President Joe Biden, back from Europe, got his pen out, signed it, made it official, and suddenly we got a federal holiday as federal.
2 days later,
right? Federal offices will be closed today once again because June 18th is the next workday,
close
to
the 19th.
June 19th. Correct. Last night, Governor Mike DeWine put out a news release saying that anytime there's a federal holiday, that means that there's also a state holiday as far as the state government offices go. Okay. He said that he supports the holiday anyway, but whether he does or he doesn't, they're because of not because of what it's about, but because it was such short notice, it's a state holiday. So all the state offices are closed today, or they're supposed to be. I presume that they are.
Okay.
So state offices, federal offices closed for sure. How about local? Well, we've got a mixed bag there.
Yeah, I was going. That's where I was going with it.
Right. Well, if you're watching on television or on your computer or on your phone or whatever, this is the notice that is posted on the front door of the Jackson County Courthouse. It says the courthouse will be closed on Friday, June 18th, in observance of Juneteenth. We apologize for any inconvenience this may cause. Obviously, a lot of folks may not have heard about it. They may have heard about the holiday. They may have even heard that it was a federal holiday or even a state holiday, but they didn't know about the fallout locally. Well, last night, Jackson County Commissioner Paul Haller, he is the president of the commissioners, he contacted me, and I had already known about the state thing. I was wondering about the local too.
Right, because that's what affects us the most here around our area.
Right. Well, what he told me was that he talked to other officials. I'm sure it may be different levels, not sure who he talked to, but he did contact the County Commissioners Association of Ohio. That's the professional association that represents county commissioners all over the state. They give them guidance and advice, and their advice was to close if you can. And so he threw out a text to all county offices at the courthouse and at other locations, and here is what it said: "It is the right thing to do, close, now that Governor DeWine has made a statement." That was in a text. He requested county office leaders to post signs on their door. A sign was posted on the courthouse door this morning. You saw it right there.
Sure.
So I do know that the Vinton County Courthouse is open for sure. I made a contact with Mark Found, who's one of the commissioners there. He said it would be open today. Now, just because some of the local offices are open means that they're not flouting the holiday. It just meant that
well, it literally was 2 days ago that this happened.
Right.
So.
You know, there could have been a trial in court. There could have been people counting on doing work today. Maybe there were appointments or whatever.
Correct.
So, you know, that's kind of a tough.
Kind of short notice.
That's kind of a tough call, too. I also know, I don't know about all the offices, but I do know for sure Jackson City offices are open and Wellston City offices are open. I have not heard about any other local offices, county, municipal, township, that are closed. There may be, but I do not know about it.
Okay.
So that's the deal. Happy Juneteenth.
That's
but
right.
starting next year, I'm sure it will be a red letter date on the calendar.
Yeah.
And of course, it celebrates this declaration of slavery by a Union general made in Texas on June the 19th, 1865. And this follows up the most recent federal holiday declared was in 1983 when Martin Luther King Day was declared. Of course, that is usually on the third Monday in January.
Okay.
All right. So we will move on. A couple other things to tell you before I vamoose and work on some of the other stories we're working on. We hope to have more information on a shooting incident that occurred in Glenroy yesterday.
I heard something about that.
Right. We did confirm with the sheriff's office that there was an incident. It was under control. It's under investigation. We hope to hear something from Sheriff Ted Frazier today or one of his deputies or staff on what happened there. Not sure whether anybody actually got shot, but there was definitely gunfire involving a residence there in Glenroy. Glenroy, of course, a little hamlet between Colton and Wellston for folks who may not know. But we hope to have some more information in the paper and out on our other media platforms on this.
Sure.
We do want to tell you on the COVID-19 front, I thought this might be worth talking about real quickly rather than waiting until Monday when I'll be back here to give another news update. On Wednesday evening, Governor DeWine, in a separate announcement, said that the state of emergency that is declared statewide, and this happened way back, in the COVID-19 pandemic.
Sure.
He said that the state of emergency had been lifted. Now, one of the things that this does for sure is that it changes the rules regarding visitation to nursing homes. Now, nursing homes and assisted living facilities, the state regulations which describe how visits should occur are now removed. In other words, they can go back to normal. Now, can a local decision be made by these facilities, to be a little bit more regulated, just to be careful? I imagine so. It's private business, most of them. But basically, as far as the state is concerned, this will allow residents to have more than 2 visitors at a time. There is no longer a scheduling requirement to have an appointment at a nursing home or assisted living care facility. Ohio nursing homes are expected to continue to follow federal guidelines from the Center for Medicare and Medicaid Services and the CDC. Staff members at nursing homes who are unvaccinated will continue to be tested on a regular basis. And remember, I'm going to give you one more shot. I feel like from a responsible person in the media and rooting for everybody in Jackson and Vinton counties, particularly the people who care to listen to our telecast or broadcast, this is your last chance to sign up for the Vax-A-Million project that the state is doing. $1 million,
drawing, if you will.
$1 million, a drawing, right. You have until 11:59 p.m. Sunday to sign up if you haven't already signed up. One lucky Ohioan will have the chance to win $1 million. The final drawing will be next Wednesday. I believe it's 7:29 p.m. They have these times picked out on when you can sign, on the deadline to sign up, and when they actually do the drawing. And if you're in the age of 12 to 17, you have a chance to win a 4-year scholarship to an Ohio university or college.
That wouldn't suck either.
Right. We haven't, nobody in southeastern Ohio has won yet or nearby.
Hey, we're due then.
We're due. Central Ohio, northern Ohio, southwestern Ohio, we're all over the map. So maybe this will be our lucky time. But I do know this. You can't win if you don't play.
That's right.
And all you have to do is, go to the website and sign up. So one other thing I want to tell you about, this is a little bit new, and some folks may want to take advantage of this. You know, the Ladle of Love food ministry.
Yes.
That Christina Sexton Inbody does. A great program. They do it out of the Good Shepherd Wesleyan Church here just outside Jackson. They are going to do, they do 2 meals a month, but they're going to do a special one this Saturday, June the 19th. It's going to be a Father's Day lunch. And all you need to do is show up out there at 12 o'clock at the church. That's on Chillicothe Pike, just outside town. Food will be takeout only. It's not a sit-down deal. Okay. I know that they also deliver some meals. I think they have a list that they work with there. But this one, if you're new, will be for takeout only. The meals are free. They will gladly accept donations. This is not supported by any government grant or government program or anything. It's just some very few good people getting together to do a lot of good for people in need. But Kurt and Krista Doss will be doing the meal. Doesn't this sound good? Grilled chicken, barbecued, pasta salad, bread, and a dessert.
Sounds okay to me.
They're not throwing a peanut butter and jelly sandwich at you. They're giving you a great Father's Day meal. And you know what? They'll do it for a mother, and they'll do it for somebody who's not a father or mother either. It's anybody. There's no income criteria. They don't screen you or anything like that. They just want to do something nice.
Is that, and again, that's tomorrow, not on Sunday.
That is tomorrow.
Okay.
Even though Father's Day is on Sunday, they call it their Father's Day lunch. They always do their meal program on Saturday.
Okay.
I believe the first and third Saturday of each month. All right. Remember, we'll have a new paper out tomorrow. We're going to be, we'll tell you all about Juneteenth. We'll have more information on that bomb threat that took place at the Vinton County Courthouse. We talked to Vinton County Prosecutor Jim Payne about that. They're very serious about following up on that investigation.
I'd say so.
And hopefully catching the perpetrator. And later on, we're going to see this a little bit more. It's very important to use that word see. You're going to see how beautiful that new art mural is that the Wellston High School Art Club did down in downtown Wellston. They may be doing more murals. We'll have a story on that in our paper. You'll see it visually. You'll be seeing it here visually on TV. There's a video already on, I know it's on the Telegram site. It may be on Main Street TV site as well.
That's right. So, and we're going to play it right here on your show today, right?
Right. And
Jenna says yes.
Okay.
If Jenna says yes, we're doing it.
Jenna has been here less than a week. She can do it all.
She's already ruling the roost over here.
She can do it all. We got to be nice to her. She knows where the plug is.
I know she can pull the plug on us at any time.
All right. And then also, I know we've talked about it before, but of course, the big meeting on Wednesday or on Monday, Jackson City Council to make a final decision, at least for now, about the contract that our company has to operate our cable TV station channel. We'll hear about that. But the reason I bring it up again, not only is it very relevant as from a time standpoint, but in our Saturday paper, we've got a very detailed story about the discussion that took place last Monday night. We know that a lot of people have heard about this issue. This has some details on all the give and take and all the discussions that were there. You know that it's pretty deep. And so we're kind of throwing it out there so you can hear what everybody had to say.
All right, and much appreciated, Pete.
All right, well, very good. I will go downstairs, and the always debonair and conversant John Pelletier will take my place.
He will be here. Well, no one takes your place, Pete.
All right. Okay, thank you very much.
All right, thank you. And, of course, Pete's Morning News Update brought to you by Nia Henry, agent for Appalachia Realty. Looking to buy or sell? Give her a call, 740-418-4135, and she'll be out working hard for you. All right, let's head on over to your Total Media Radio weather forecast. And I know that many of you are wondering what the heck's going on for the weekend. And, well, it's, not as good as we had kind of hoped, but we'll see. It's looking like, so I'm really confused on what happened because my forecast here and the forecast there don't jive, and that's a-okay, but they're not even close, so I'm not sure what happened. So anyway, we're going to go with, it's going to be kind of hot this weekend, and you're going to have some rain, and unfortunately, it looks like that rain is, I'm not crazy, am I, John? See?
Mm-hmm.
See? I'm not crazy. This is the one I just printed out, and it's not looking the same. Does your phone jive with that or with?
Let's see. Mine's saying 70% chance of rain tomorrow, Saturday. It's saying
What's it
clear,
say the high is supposed to be?
clear skies on Dad's Day. 88 is a high.
Okay. So mine somehow jumped down to the 70s, but
Yeah.
I don't think that's correct. I think
no,
we're
it's-
going to be up in the 80s.
Now Tuesday it starts to dip. So you're right on
Okay.
that. It starts to get a little cooler, but
Yeah.
it does come right back up. So
No, I'm going to have
But
to change this entire weather
let
forecast.
me say this. You know how those weathermen lie.
They're the devil.
If you go to any weather procrastinating website,
Yes.
procrastinating, whatever you want to call it, you go to 3 or 4 of them, you get 3 or 4 different things.
100%.
I always go to the National Weather Service thinking that they should know.
Yes.
They're never right either.
No.
So we're closer than they are.
That with hey, we have a weather window and they don't.
That's true. So my suggestion is to listen to what she says, and that's what will happen.
That's
Go
right.
ahead. No pressure. Go
No
ahead,
pressure.
Jennifer.
Yes. So, rain this weekend, highs in the 80s. Okay. But no, it is not looking it. So at the beginning of the week, it was like, okay, maybe some rain on Saturday, but not really on Sunday. And now it's like the rain just keeps creeping in and in and in. So here's the deal for your Father's Day. And we all know that it's, barbecue central for Father's Day, right? You might want to have a plan B.
Plan B.
That's
Right.
all I'm saying. I would have a plan B.
Plan B or a large tent, one or the other.
Either way.
That's
yes.
right.
And kind of don't pull the barbecue grill in the garage, but maybe like kind of toward the garage so
okay.
that you can kind of like, cover it up. But anyway, that's all right. And, to me, having to create plan Bs is almost fun. It's like, because you
Cool.
have to think outside the box and,
Yeah.
Whatever.
And
It's like our new COVID slang term. Whatever.
whatever.
So
Or you could plan to take Dad out to eat, so that would be plan C.
That would be plan C.
Yeah. Okay.
Or maybe that's your plan A. I mean, fantastic. Even better. So, but anyway, yeah, I don't know where my weather forecast went astray, but I'm going to have to change that on the
That's okay.
character generator.
And when later on in the day they'll forget what we said anyway, so
Correct.
By the way, it's National Splurge Day today, so if you have an urge to splurge, today's the day, which makes tomorrow National I just went broke day, but today is Splurge Day.
Okay. So could splurging mean like go down to Michael's and get 2 bubbles instead of 1?
That's true. That's splurging.
I mean, I'm A-okay with
Right.
that.
That's true. For us type 2 diabetics, it means a great big thing of loaded fries.
And a couple of doses of insulin instead of 1.
That's right.
Oh my gosh.
Also, it's International Panic Day, so if you forgot about it being International Panic Day, go ahead and panic because it's okay.
I feel like I would be much more apt to celebrate that one than the first one.
The panic.
I live my life in a total panic, I feel like. So, yes.
I have several of those a day. Panic
Yes.
attacks, yeah.
Yeah. Like,
Oh, it's also International Picnic Day.
now that one I like.
Yeah, International Picnic. What would be nice, since we're going to have,
I like
according
that a
to
lot.
not that forecast, but our forecast, it's going to be nice today. So, it'd be nice if even if you had to go through a drive-through, just take it to the park.
So that is,
and eat it there.
That's always been like one of my favorite things is, I've said this a million times, but I can remember being a little girl and Mom and I going and getting some, KFC or something like that. And we would go have a little picnic at one of our local parks, whether it be out at Lake Jackson, or Lake Elma, or right here in Jackson. We have Manpower.
Sure.
We have Eddie Jones Park. We have beautiful, beautiful areas here to eat
That's
outside.
true.
They have
It's
shelter
very true.
houses. Hammertown.
Hammertown.
Yeah.
In
all of
Wellston,
that.
you could go down to Pride Park.
Yes.
Yeah. And
So there's,
check out a bench and have lunch.
there's so many, that's one great thing about living in our area that you don't necessarily see in the big city is all of the beauty in the parks and all of that we have access to around the corner.
Yeah, because I was watching the African safari commercial that we have, and they had rabbits and things, and I'm thinking to myself, there are many, many children who have probably never seen a rabbit.
I know.
Or a porcupine or a possum,
That's
so,
true.
Anyway,
I see those in my garage every other night.
Yeah, get outside and enjoy National Picnic Day.
I love that.
And probably those who celebrate National Picnic Day are the billions and billions of ants, mosquitoes, and flies out there. So you're on alert. National Picnic Day.
Come out in full force.
Here.
All the humans are out for our consumption.
And Monday is officially the first day of summer.
Well, that's a positive.
That's right. So, and I had a little survey here because this survey says that the average American will suffer and sweat through at least 5 days of sweltering heat in the summer before they turn on the AC. Did you know that?
No, really?
Yeah. And for those who are wondering...
me.
Yeah. For those who are wondering when you should turn on the AC, I have the 4 top reasons to do that. Number 4, when flies keep bouncing off your screen door wanting to get out, it's time to turn on the AC.
Exactly.
Or if you find yourself stripping down to your skivvies and laying on the cement floor in the garage, it's time to turn on your AC. Or if your bread turns moldy before you get it home from the store or unpack it, it's time to turn on the AC.
Time.
And the number 1 reason to turn on your AC is that Dairy Queen ice cream cake in the middle of your table is actually a mirage. It's time to turn on your AC. Just some advice there.
Flip the switch.
Okay. By the way, someone who is really enjoying this summer was a guy in Nebraska. He set a record. His name is Ryan Kanoff, and he completed 60 skydives in 24 hours. He went up, jumped out of the plane, landed, went up, did 60 of those in 24 hours. The caveat to this is he did all 60 completely naked.
Shut up! I can't.
Which tells me there's not a whole lot to do in Nebraska. So, there you go. I did have I did have a little punchline that I can't repeat, but it has to do with the ripcord. But can you imagine 60 skydives in 24 hours, completely nude? Okay.
Well, who are the people that had to help him out along the way? Here, let me put your harness on for you.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the pilot too. Hopefully he didn't have a rear view mirror. Also, did you know that we don't want to go there?
No.
China, who has their own space station now, they successfully this week launched an astronaut who is going to live he's up there now, who's going to live in the space station.
So they have their own aside from the International Space Station?
It's the first astronaut going to their new space station. And I think they said the first experiment that he's going to perform is to see if they can make Nikes in outer space.
Or anything else
saying.
for that matter. Right.
No, but they have their own space station, according to this report.
I did not know that.
I didn't either.
Why don't we have our own? I want my own space station.
And we could do that. We just call up Elon Musk
I
now.
was going to say, someone call Elon Musk and ask him about how long it's going to be before we get our own.
Yeah, I don't know. We want one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we said so.
That's right. Put that on our Christmas list. Space station.
You know what we could do? We could send the parachuting guy up there naked.
Oh. Okay.
Instead of going down, he could go up.
Yeah. I guess my question is, how do you know if they're naked in space?
I don't want to know.
Okay, me neither.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to have video proof, and I don't think anybody wants that.
No.
So there'd be stuff flying every which direction. Just saying.
Hey, I mentioned that, with the African safari, they have lots of animals that probably kids will never experience.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Did you know the latest survey out says that the old term an apple a day is now in jeopardy?
Why?
Well, they say that 25% of kids between the age of 6 and 11 have never tasted an apple.
What?
25% of children between 6 and 11 have never eaten or tasted an apple.
Well, they obviously didn't grow up around here.
I know. I think one of the reasons why that's hard for those kids to eat apples, because it's hard to eat an apple and put your phone down and eat it. You can't do it at the same time.
So what would be, I mean, in all seriousness, why would kids have not eaten an apple? Like, I grew up eating apples. That was one of my big snacks.
They probably had a choice between an apple and a bag of chips, and the bag of chips won. I always thought it was nature's most portable food, but
yeah, right. You can grab and go.
Me, I was raised on an apple orchard.
You were.
Yeah, so. And it's honestly hard to eat apples in stores now for me because I'm used to tasting them right off the tree.
Yep.
But they're still good.
So you grew up in an apple orchard, and I have an apple tree on our property that we planted a long time ago, and it took it forever to start, flowering and doing its thing. Well, for some reason this year, I mean, we've had years where it's had tons and tons of apples, but this year takes the cake.
Okay.
I mean, I'm afraid the tree's going to fall over.
Right.
But the only problem is I never get to go out and pick any of them because the deer do it for me.
Well, and that happens. There were years where you have...
Is that normal?
It's normal. And raised on an orchard, I always hated to see that. I knew it was good for the crop. But what that means is that if your tree is loaded with apples, each apple will be smaller than it could be. So I was given the task of going out, and you have the long pole with a hook on it that you couldn't reach, and you would, if you had a cluster of, let's say it had 5 apples.
Yeah, because I have tons of those.
I would take that hook and I would pop off 2.
Okay.
And they were about that big that they'd hit the ground, so that when they, instead of coming out to being 2 1/4 inches,
they
would grow to,
because they have room to go.
Right. So,
and the nutrients.
Right. So, yeah, that happens, and there's...
When are apples... Jamie was asking me, because I think we're going to take the apples from our apple tree this year that the deer are so kind to leave us.
Yeah.
If there are any that the deer leave us. And brew a beer. We brewed a beer 2 years ago with the apples from our tree. Right. But when are they ready? Is it September?
It depends on the variety.
Okay.
Because you have your early apples.
I don't even know what our tree is.
Like the Jonathans, and they do have some of the Lodi transparent type varieties that are ripe in August. But Jonathans would be late August, depending on, of course, the amount of rain and all of that.
Sure.
And then you get into the delicious, yellow and red delicious. Then later on, it would be your Rome Beauties and your wine saps. They're usually later into the fall.
Into the fall. Okay.
Yeah.
So I was like, he's like, well, when will those be? I'm like, I don't know. How am I supposed to know? I'll have to bring in an apple and you can tell me what kind it is. Can you do that?
Probably not. I mean, I could come close, but there are so many different varieties now.
This is actually supposed to be a dwarf apple tree.
Okay.
But it's still pretty big.
All right.
So, but yeah, one of the sweetest things, I think I've told this on the program before. And honestly, I wanted to get a video of it, but I was enjoying myself so much watching that it's like one of those things that you don't want to spoil it by pulling out your camera or your phone and risk disturbing it. But one of the sweetest things I've ever seen is there's this mama deer, and she was at our apple tree, and she had her 2 babies with her, and she was standing up on her hind legs, pulling the apples down, like picking them off the tree, and then she would drop them so the babies could eat them.
Yeah.
It was literally the sweetest thing I've ever seen. It was so cute. And I don't even mind sharing my apples when you see something like that.
That's true.
You know, at the end of the day. Sometimes you want to strangle them for the things that they eat, but...
And later on the season, when some of the apples will drop, you know,
sure.
they don't have to get on there. They just
pick those.
They just graze, yeah.
They clean those up, and that's A-okay, because then you don't mow over them, and they
that's
don't
true.
Shoot out like golf balls.
You don't slice and dice them
right.
with your lawnmower.
Oh, shoot. But yeah, it's fun. It's neat to see them all growing, though.
Yeah, we had deer in our orchard, of course. The most dreaded creature in your orchard, 2 things: crows or blue jays.
Okay.
Crows, mainly blue jays. We had several acres of peaches.
Oh. Okay.
And what a blue jay will do, he'll fly in on the limb, and of course, then he pecks the peach to get the...
Pecks a peach?
Yeah, pecks a peach. Or you could buy a peck of peaches, but this is pecking a peach.
This is the blue jay pecking the peach.
And it would create a hole.
Okay.
At the top. And they would get the nectar out of it and all that. Then as you're picking, when you reach up, you grab the peach and a handful of blue jackets, or yellow jackets. Because the yellow jackets would go in there. So that's... And they do the same, and things, you know, the same happens for apples.
And what are the bugs, like what bugs are there bugs that come in and get your apples, or?
The answer is yes.
Don't know what they are.
My dad always had the phrase, I always say, what kind of bug is that? He said, I don't know, but it probably eats apples. So you would have to spray several times. You would spray fungicides, you know, early in the year as they were growing, and then later in the year, you would try to spray some insecticides. You used to spray parathion, but that was that was outlawed.
Sure.
And it was dangerous stuff.
Because it worked.
It worked, and it works on you too.
Yeah, right.
I took a worker to the hospital once who got too much parathion.
Uh-oh.
But yeah, but you spray it for that. Usually you try to keep scab and some other funguses off of the apples, and then you spray the bugs. The bugs are not as bad. You don't have to attack them as bad, but you don't want them nesting in the apples.
You don't want them there.
Yeah. And then, of course, there's the cicadas that come in, just
do it all in.
Just eat them up. So.
The cicadas. Hey, at least we didn't get them this year.
I know. We
were fortunate.
They're close, but they're not here yet.
Yeah. I feel as if I've heard like 1 or 2 at my house, but I think they're just kind of lost.
Yeah.
Looking for love in all the wrong places.
That's true. They came out of their cocoon too early.
Yeah,
their little burrow on the ground too early. So
shoot. Well, hopefully they don't have the fungus where their butt falls off. That's a whole other story.
Yeah, that sounds like my high school gym class. Oh, I have a story here. Let me dig it out. Talking about
Yeah.
cicadas, there is, and I always like to share with you my food stories.
You do,
Yeah.
yes.
There's an Ohio restaurant that has found a way to use cicadas.
Mm-hmm.
It's the Pizza Bandit in Dayton, Ohio.
Okay.
They have now come up with their new cicada pizza.
I mean,
Now, keep in mind, so you don't freak out, they can't serve it to the public because they haven't found out whether foraging local cicadas would pass, the health inspector.
how would you like to make that call to the health department?
Really, hey, we got some bugs here. Will we throw them on our
Is
pizza?
it all right? Do you have any problem with us? These ones still have their butts attached.
That's right.
Okay.
So what we have is they did a taste on this, streaming it live. They had people come in and taste them, and they made this pizza, and it had sriracha sauce.
Mhm.
It had mozzarella cheese, provolone cheese, mushrooms, cabbage, green onions, mangoes, cilantro,
Mhm.
and this spicy Thai sauce,
Okay.
which would be hot.
So it's funny because there are Asian restaurants that use
Yes.
cicadas, and
Yeah.
I think we talked about that. So they're doing a kind of an Asian flair of
Yeah.
this pizza.
And they did it online, and they had asked for their comments, and they had comments from, oh, it's delicious, to, oh, it tastes like,
Cicadas.
cicadas.
All right, Jenna.
It tastes like cicadas.
Thumbs up or thumbs down? Would you do it?
There's only so much that sriracha can fix.
That's a true story.
That is true.
Anyway, I thought I'd throw that at you.
I like it.
Okay.
I mean,
It's in Dayton, Ohio, if you want to do a taste test.
Hey, I mean, would you do it?
No.
No, you wouldn't try the cicada pizza.
Growing up in an orchard, I've seen so many of them, and there's nothing.
If I didn't have to look it in the little red eyes, I would be.
Yeah.
Actually, they're big red eyes.
Of course, crows and some other birds, they're in seventh heaven when that happens because they've got plenty of food to munch on.
Yeah, that's right.
But we used to, and we'd have to spray, and of course they bore right into the tree limb or the
Mhm.
trunk, and it literally kills it.
Mhm.
So
Yeah, it's a bad deal.
yeah, bad deal.
That's why if you are ever driving down the road and you see trees with like nets and things around them, that's what it is.
Yeah, that's a different bug, though.
Is it? I
Yeah.
thought that. Well, I know our neighbors did it for the cicadas when we had them a few
Oh,
years
really?
ago. Yeah.
I thought that
Keep
was a
them from-
different bug with the nets, but
Well, maybe
they're all bad.
nets for all bugs.
Okay.
How's that?
Yeah, those
We could
those
come up
might
with a
have been
special cicada net.
cicadas camping out. Maybe, I don't know.
It might be. It was actually housing for them, not the other way around.
And the firefighters got this call, and from Nevada, there was an 18-year-old girl who went back to her she had a small house,
Mm-hmm.
and she was locked out.
It happens.
It happens. And she didn't call for help or anything like that. She decided the way to get in was to shimmy down the chimney. So she got
Oh, honey.
almost to the fireplace and got stuck. And it took about 3 hours with ropes and pulleys to get this poor lady out of there.
Or she could have just waited for someone to bring her a key.
She could have called the fire department and they would have helped her get in, but
Yeah.
or the police department too.
Right?
So anyway.
Yeah, don't try that.
No,
Only Santa does
Oh,
chimneys.
and that poor girl is going to be abused with Santa jokes
Oh.
from now until whenever.
Bless her heart.
Poor thing.
Yeah, poor thing.
I have another story. I know. Sorry to monopolize the time, but
Hey, you're A-okay.
I thought this was a really strange story. There are two people who had met. They were both meteorologists, and a man and a woman, of course, and they met, and they liked each other, and they started talking about getting married.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Tom Beddard
Mm-hmm.
was the guy, and the other one was Rhea Madej. They were looking for the right opportunity. Well, he got this bright idea that he wanted to be married in the path of a tornado.
Oh, my.
So they waited and waited. They had a friend who was actually, not an on-air meteorologist, but actually was a meteorologist who, and he told them that, you know, there was this place in Kansas where the tornadoes were happening. So the problem they had is they both worked and they could only do it on a Saturday.
Not to be specific or
Right.
anything, but we need a tornado on Saturday.
So anybody out there, guys that, you know, are hedging on that, getting married after the proposal, change your mind, you could always tell her that, now I want to do this in front of a tornado, and I can only do it on Saturday, and we're going to have to go to Kansas if the tornado shows up. But anyway,
I thought the tornado came after the marriage.
That's a good point.
Oh, shoot.
All right.
All right.
Crazy people.
Exactly. Well, we have a really cool story here where Jenna, do you know about this? The mural
We had a
thing? Can you explain a little bit about what you know? And then we're going to show a video about the Wellston High School art club, right? All right, tell us what you know.
So essentially, the Wellston High School Art Club made a mural in downtown Wellston,
Okay.
and it kind of depicts the history of Wellston and stuff like that. I don't know too much about it. James would know more than me, but we have a nice little video where Trevor, our other intern, interviewed the high school art teacher, and it's nice.
Okay, and how long's the video?
I'm not sure.
Oh, okay. And well, do you want to do that now? Because I'm
I'd
sure
love to.
have you gotten to see the mural?
I've gotten to see the mural, and I actually did get to see the video, and I think it's well worth watching.
All right. Well, congratulations to the Wellston High School Art Club, and thank you for helping beautify beautiful downtown Wellston. So let's head on over and check out what it is that they accomplished.
My name is Jacob Dawkins. I'm the high school art teacher at Wellston High School. We got together with the art club and a nonprofit organization called Make Wellston Beautiful, and we had the opportunity to paint a couple murals in town. So this is the first of many, but it's supposed to represent Wellston as a whole and the history of Wellston. We chose to use a minecart because the mining industry, coal industry, was a really big part of Wellston and its foundation. We've included a lot of landscapes that the students thought represented Wellston, and we also have some native flowers in the minecart that native to Ohio. So collectively, we were trying to represent the community and what we thought were the best parts about Wellston and this area of Ohio. We have 38 students in art club. It varies based on the day, but all 38 students who were present for the first day made their own designs, and then we took all the designs and compiled them into one. We've had a lot of support from the community, which I was really taken back by, but we have several business owners who have asked us to paint more murals. They're not all going to be Wellston based. Some of them will be a little out of the box, I'm sure, but yeah, we have quite a few people who are interested in murals, so pretty exciting. Grace Plummer, she's a sophomore this past year, came to me with the idea to start the art club and to paint murals in town. We were learning about an artist named Keith Haring who makes pretty large scale work, and she was like, you know what, we should do this too. So we just threw it out there. We were like, art club, anybody who's interested, come by. And when I was in high school, I had like maybe 5, maybe 7 people in art club. But we had 38, so it was a big turnout. It was really, really exciting. And once we said that we were going to be doing public artwork, they got really excited. I think it's important for us to focus on public artwork because I think public artwork can be a catalyst for change, especially in a small community like Wellston. So we hope to really kind of elevate the perception of Wellston just through art. We focus a lot on drawing, mostly because that's what I'm interested in, but we do a lot of drawing, a lot of painting, and then sculpture as well. We use a lot of clay sculptures, but we also have a crafts class, which is pretty unconventional, I think. We learn about the history of crafts and human history. So a lot of weaving, a lot of string art, which is pretty interesting. I'm from Sandusky, Ohio originally, so way up north. And I went to OU. I'm a recent graduate. I graduated in 2020 from the art education program. So I always knew that I wanted to be an artist. But once they started the art education program, I jumped on it immediately. I just want to thank everybody for the support, because it's been honestly a really big surprise, especially in such a small community. I couldn't believe that so many people have expressed interest and have supported the students and the art club and just the educational system in general. It's been great. And to all my students, good job. Keep painting.
That's so good.
It's wonderful.
I mean, isn't it amazing how you can take just a blank wall and then all of a sudden it comes to life?
Yes.
And those kids are amazing. That's so good.
And
Love it.
It's a wonderful place to put it, because it's a high traffic area and there's nothing there, and just when you drive by, just an old dead brick wall.
Mm-hmm.
But now
now it's alive, and it's
alive.
beautiful.
Yes, it is.
I was also, and I don't know what you know about this, John, but I figured you might. The Lions Club of Wellston is actually building up a memorial park where the post office cafe was.
And that's where this is.
That's
yes.
where this is.
Uh-huh.
And so they're going to be doing some really cool things there as well.
And it's nice. I mean, at
so
least.
Cool.
Yeah, I guess at least it's not being turned into a parking lot. Okay. So
Right.
So it's going to be nice. It's going to be wonderful.
No, I love that, and good for you.
And the Lions Club, they're responsible for, maybe a lot of people, some people don't know it, but on all the holidays, they're the ones that put out all the flags.
Yes.
Down Broadway. So they've always been involved in really good projects. So a big, salute to our Wellston Lions Club.
That's absolutely correct, and they're doing great things. And
Yes.
Those kids are doing amazing things. 38 kids in the first year of an art club. Wow.
That's amazing.
That is wild. So very, very good. And thank you to James and to Trevor for doing
Right.
the video as well. Good job.
Very good.
Yeah.
And I have some food news for 4th of July.
Ooh. So believe it or not, that's coming up. It's not too far away.
No, it's a week or so away. There's a guy as a butcher who has come up with a new hot dog.
Okay.
His hot dog.
I'm scared.
Okay. His hot dogs are shaped like hamburgers. And what he's saying is, do you ever cook hot dogs and run out of hot dog buns? He said that way you could only have to buy one pack of buns. You could put your burgers and your hot dogs on the hamburger buns.
I mean, I see where they're going with it. I have made and had brat burgers.
Mm-hmm.
So do like bratwurst, but in the burger
Right.
patty thing. But I don't know about hot dogs. That just seems a little weird to me.
And he also did admit that there are a lot of people who are resisting,
Mhm.
buying round hot dogs.
There's something about the mental part of it that I don't
guess.
know.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, it just seems weird.
But he says if you
It's
love,
kind of like bologna.
if you love your tube steak, you can also now get it in patties. And
No.
no,
I mean, I don't really eat hot dogs much anyway, but no,
Okay.
not gonna.
When you cook out, you have hamburgers and hot dogs. I always have to eat. I mean, even if I want a hamburger, I always have to eat a couple hot dogs.
Right.
It's
But if they all look the same, what's the point?
it's the law. I know. That's one of the
That's
neat
no
things
fun.
about eating a dog.
And like, how do you? Yeah, you have to have the open bun, and you can put the kraut and the mustard and the relish and all that stuff, and pile it up really high. If you have a normal bun, you can't do all that.
Yeah, it'll fall out somewhere.
Yeah.
At least you have the bottom of the bun intact.
I
hot
don't
dog.
know. I think that's
Okay.
a bad idea. I say a ginormous double thumbs down on that. For what it's worth.
They're coming out with some new drinks for all of you, refreshment addicts.
Okay.
They have come out. Carnation Breakfast Essentials is the
Yes.
company that's doing it, and
Yeah.
of course they're coming out and they're teaming up with Kellogg's and General Mills. They're coming out with some cereal flavored drinks.
Okay.
Fruit Loops, Frosted Flakes,
Yes.
Golden Grams, and the latest one is not a cereal flavor. That's the next drink they're coming out with is Cinnabon
Ooh.
drink. It's supposed to taste like one of those you get it at the mall.
Where
Cinnabons.
has that been all my life?
I don't know. So anyway,
I don't know. I mean, why do you have to drink it? Why can't you just eat the cereal?
don't know. I guess it's a lot more portable than cereal.
I guess maybe.
It's hard eating cereal while driving your car, I guess. I don't know. I mean, I've tried it, but it doesn't work very well.
I mean, whatever. Can work it out.
Right, that's right. And there's a dude who must have had a really big sweet tooth. This guy is, he performed in the night robbery, cut a hole in the ceiling,
Uh-oh.
took a rope, shimmied down in the middle of the store, and he stole Dippin' Dots. That's all he sold.
He robbed a place to steal Dippin' Dots.
Yeah, and they have footage of him doing this. They have, the camera and the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the whole time that he was doing this, he had a lollipop in his mouth.
He really does have a sweet tooth, doesn't
Yeah, he really needs some sugar. So anyway,
Give this guy some sugar.
he made a hole in the roof. He shimmied down the rope, took all the Dippin' Dots he could put in his bag, shimmied back up the rope, and was gone.
So did he eat the dots while he was shimmying or while he was there, or did he take the dots to go?
He took it. It was a to-go order only.
Okay.
Because he had a sucker in his mouth. And
Yeah.
that was probably to hold him off so he wouldn't eat the Dippin' Dots in
I mean, I
progress.
gotta give him credit. That's some pretty
It's creative.
skilled, yeah,
Yeah.
for sure.
I mean, I'm not sure that you want to go to the pen and you're in with all the inmates. What you in here for? I stole Dippin' Dots.
I'm a hardened criminal. I stole Dippin' Back off. I stole the Dippin' Dots. Everyone back off.
Okay.
So funny. Hey, I have a cute story for you. And then Pete's up here, so I assume that something is breaking, and we'll tell you about that. But they're trying to get a camera set up for Pete. So,
Okay.
But I have the cutest story. I was reading this to Jenny yesterday, and she's like, you have to mention this. This is adorable. So in the UK, there was a sheepdog. And when I mean sheepdog, I mean like a working sheepdog,
Right.
not like a sheepdog, like the
Yeah.
big fluffy sheepdog. Like, I
Sure.
mean like a herding dog, a
Sure.
working herding dog.
Right.
Named Peggy. And unfortunately, Peggy, something happened and they don't know what, but Peggy went deaf. So she ends up at this animal shelter because the people that had her didn't want her because she couldn't hear anymore and couldn't follow their commands to herd the sheep.
Okay.
Well, the only problem was Peggy was like, I don't care whether I can hear or not. Like, I want to herd the sheep. Like, that's my job.
Yeah.
So she wanted to go to work. So she was getting really frustrated, and they had her in this shelter, and she just wanted to work and whatever. So these people came in, and they adopted her, or I think they took her as a foster to begin with.
Okay.
Well, she didn't leave because what they ended up doing, and these people are sheepdog trainers, and they ended up putting her out with their other dogs, but they taught her sign language.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
That's so cool.
And so she herds the sheep, not by the voice commands that their other dogs do,
Right.
but she herds the sheep by sign language. So she pays attention. They use physical hand gestures, like thumbs up means good girl.
Mm-hmm.
And then they have signs for stop, slow down, change direction, all of that. And so they have her work, and so she's still out working. Isn't that so good?
That's cool.
And she's 9 years old, and she's like, I'm a senior, but I still want to work. Like, I'm feeling good.
That's her life.
And it's not my fault that I can't hear anymore. And she doesn't know any different. She's just wanting to do her thing.
That's cool.
So I love that. Peggy, good for her. They have no idea what caused her hearing loss, but the right people found her, and they said, yeah, we were going to foster her, but she ain't going anywhere. Like, no way.
Yeah, she's mine now.
Yeah, and she's
That's
getting
good.
to do what she loves to
Good,
do.
good.
So, yeah. All right, Pete Wilson is back, and we have, or actually we didn't do squat
I
like
know.
James did, all the stuff that James did. And Jenna is going to push the button, and Pete is back, so I assume something is going on. What's up, buddy?
Okay, well, we talked at the top of the program, of course, about the shooting at Glenroy, the shooting. It didn't know much about that,
Yes.
and we were hoping to get that for publication later on and through our other media platforms. Well, we have that information now just in time here for the end of the show.
Gotcha.
And it's pretty important to get out. It was a serious incident yesterday at Glenroy, and there's kind of a continuing element to in that 2 men are wanted. They are at large and possibly armed and dangerous, of course, if they're armed.
Pete,
and,
that's not good.
No, it isn't. But on the fly, I'm just going to read passages of what the sheriff has sent. And, of course, we'll be following up on this. Warrants have been issued for 2 men, a father and son, in relation with this incident. The Jackson County Sheriff's Office is seeking the location of this father and son. They are wanted in connection with that shooting incident at Glenroy yesterday afternoon. How it all started is dispatchers received a call at 1:56 p.m. that shots had been fired and someone may have been shot at 34 Center Street. That is a Glenroy address. Upon arrival, deputies found that the 2 suspects who fired the shots had fled. They did fire multiple shots, 2 rounds being fired into a mobile home. However, contrary to the initial report, nobody was actually hit by the gunfire. So that's the only good part of this whole thing.
That's a plus.
The sheriff's office right now is not naming the victim at this time as the investigation is continuing, but we can say for sure that they were not hit by any gunfire. The suspects have been identified as 56-year-old Larry E. Farmer of Jackson and of Jackson and of Middletown, Ohio, and his 37-year-old son, Larry Jason Farmer of Sour Run Road in Jackson. The pair was last seen leaving the Center Street scene driving a gray Chevy pickup truck. Arrest warrants have been issued by the municipal court judge. These 2 men are wanted for felonious assault against both of these men are. The complaint alleges that the father and son knowingly caused and attempted to cause harm by means of a deadly weapon or dangerous ordinance. That, of course, is a gun. Both are charged with firing a small caliber handgun at the victim. Other felony-related charges are pending. Larry E. Farmer is described as a white male, brown hair and eyes, weighing 220 pounds, 6 feet 1 inches tall. His son, Larry Jason Farmer, white male, also brown hair and eyes. He weighs about 200 pounds, 5 foot 11 inches tall. The 2 men, the sheriff's office say, are considered armed and dangerous due to what happened Thursday afternoon in Glenroy. If you see these men or think you see these men, do not approach. Contact your local law enforcement agency to report their location or call the sheriff's office in Jackson. That is 286-6464. So we'll be following up on this, Jennifer, of course, but bottom line, shooting in Glenroy yesterday, multiple shots fired into a mobile home. Nobody hit, but the 2 men who allegedly committed that offense are at large and considered armed and dangerous.
Uh-oh. All right. Well, thanks, Pete, for bringing that news to us because we didn't have a lot of that information earlier. You're the best. And if you do know those folks, I guess just probably be best not to walk right up to them. Might just want to let someone know. All right. Oh, James, I forgot about this. So we have tickets to the Celtic Festival. And if anyone is interested in that, you can just call here to the radio. 740-286-3023. Just show up here at the building. These tickets, are they free? Oh, free. No, John, you've got to save some for our viewers. But this is a guest pass for tomorrow, June 19th at the Celtic Festival. You can visit CelticFestOhio.com, and you can just stop by here at the radio if you're interested in these tickets. James said it is a really, really, really neat festival. Yeah. I've never been to it, but it is toward kind of the Dayton area, right?
Yeah.
But what else do we have to do?
Well, they like the giant like Ren Fair turkey legs. They've got that. They do like the jousting. Oh, I turned on the wrong microphone.
Oh.
So they have like the giant Ren Fair turkey legs. They do jousting, and they have all kinds of vendors and things there. It's really cool. And the Celtic Fest is basically the same as the Renaissance Fair, but with more of like an Irish Celtic flair to it.
I love that. And we have free tickets here, and this is tomorrow. It starts at 11 a.m., goes all the way through 11 p.m. And again, you can visit CelticFestOhio.com, but you can stop by here at the radio, pick up these tickets, and spend the day. Take the family. Take Dad.
That's right.
Give him 2 turkey legs.
That's
because
right.
It would be a good Father's Day trip.
Yeah, it would.
It would be, because today is National Splurge Day, so
That's
you could
right.
celebrate that tomorrow with Dad and 2 turkey legs.
Right.
Just saying. Yeah. I like it.
It's a plan.
It is a plan. You are correct. So if you're interested, stop by here today and get those tickets. And we have a stack of them, so you can take the whole family for free.
Cool.
Yeah, I love that. All right. Anything else we needed to talk about today, John?
No, just don't forget Dad's Day. Some people call it Dad's Day Mom's Day too, because on Mom's Day, you do whatever Mom wants to do, and on Dad's Day, sometimes you do whatever Mom wants to do. So don't forget Dad's Day, Sunday.
Sunday. It is weather forecast. There is some rain in the forecast. Just keep an eye on it. The funny thing is, it's one of those, 20, 30, 40% chances. So who knows what it's going to do.
That's all right.
But that's all right. All right. Well, have a wonderful weekend to everyone. We appreciate you so much for watching, and we'll be right back here on Monday with some more information for you.
Yep.
So have a great weekend.
See you, bye.
Happy Father's Day.